Sumail.
Even popping the early glyph under the tower just to keep diving at him as we see Sumail is getting...
So see how he does here. Sumail with the acid spray. Starting to find a decent amount of CS back in return. Very nicely done here underneath the tower. Sumail, much getting them all there.
It's very important for him to get all the last hits possible every time he uses that acid spray so that...
Forward onto Solo. Starting to harass back the Bane top lane. A bit of an attempt onto no one. He's got the self-decrepify. For now. Shove the wave out.
Okay, welcome to my channel.
Still in a manageable position just outside the tower.
Sumail, Roger's here.
You have the Fury Spike stacking up. Sumail goes for the concoction play, but he's going to end up going down as Roger with the Splinter.
That was a very nice rotation there by Roger. He actually pulled, connected, and then just immediately started running to the mid lane to set up that gank.
Straight down bottom VP. For a secondary play here. They're on to crit.
Arrow connects.
He's going to be able to turn around and deal with that long stun from that arrow from Arteezy. Pasha, they'll pop the stick charges. Crit does fall. Pasha gets taken down in return. Arteezy jumps forward and finds himself the kill. Solo is trying to chase down this Mirana.
He's got a Nightmare.
He does. He should be able to find this with the right clicks that he can still offer up through that Nightmare. Solo gets the double kill. But the magic missile, Wave of Terror, comes out for crit. He's back in Solo. Has a brain sap. Will start to back himself away. Pasha with the avalanche, stunning crit and keeping Solo safe. Solo gets away with the play.
Having so many wand charges, so many stick charges because of the Wave of Terror spam. As we see, Sumail is bullied out of the lane entirely as Ramses is 18 and 5 to the third. Wow.
Top lane, no one did get gone upon, but had the poison on him. Roger was able to get the deny. Bottom lane, Solo will do the classic, get himself instantly sort of healed back up and back to the lane. Only gives a very small amount of gold. Even though it says 134 each, it's actually 134 split between the entire team, so not much gold given at all.
Yeah, we saw the players doing that a lot as Undying in particular during the group stages. It's the best thing. You have to do it and make sure that nobody can kill you, because if somebody's inside that kill range, then it's absolutely not worth it. But you don't want to suicide to neutrals. The timing is not worth it. You could have just walked back to base if you do.
Top lane, S4. Decrepified, no one gets another blast in. S4 falling incredibly low here. Roger coming in as well from the sideline. The Splinter Blast finishes off S4. No one pops the stick charges. Another blast onto Fly with his own stick, keeping himself healed up. Will be able to take down no one. But Roger, final Splinter Blast cleans up a double. As both of the side lanes we're seeing VP supports picking up double kills. Bottom lane, Nightmare was there, just get taken off. So Arteezy save, crit turns with the magic missile onto Pasha. Arrow follows in as well. Do they have the right clicks to do it? Arteezy's got to be careful. Pounces away. Very low on that Mirana as he will be able to pop us out in the trees.
This is the lane that's going the best at the moment. Being able to actually keep themselves pretty decent because they have this double ranged versus smaller range of the Bane and the Tiny. And Sumail does find himself a regen to the farm inside that jungle.
And again, the magic missile. The arrow to follow up. Arteezy able to keep himself out of range. The avalanche, but the toss indeed means they're going to get the kill on crit. And Arteezy can't quite find Solo. The Nightmare setup's there. Get him put to position to bot for more right clicks. And Arteezy does not have lead for a couple of seconds. There's the toss from Pasha. Right click from Solo. Pasha and Solo clean up once again on the bottom lane.
And that's where you can put the curse in. Give them a little bit of praise. They get killed by VP.
7 for 3 now. Still very close upon that mid lane, as expected. The Ursa, Ramses having the freest farmers of his life here. 5 minutes in, 31 for 14. Sumail, he has to do this. He has to go to the jungle. He cannot contest this Ursa at the moment. 1v1. As bottom lane, again, the setup, the missile into the arrow. Pasha, can he play his way out of this one here? He's got the toss back. Arteezy won't look for him. The Wave of Terror not enough to bring him down as Pasha can keep himself alive. And indeed Solo and Roger converging from both sides of the map here to come into the jungle of Evil Geniuses. Find Sumail. Sumail has the concoction turn. Gets the stun off, but Sumail will go down. Solo,
Roger's taking the tower.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Nice.
It's absolutely beautiful here. Solo and Roger, I tell you what, they're going to die together. Or at least Solo will. Does Roger want to go down with me? He says, screw it. I can't live without you, as he let himself fall to the creeps as well. They die together.
You see the build that Roger went for too. They recognize that they can actually go for these aggressive plays if they go for something, because with the phase boots on this winter wide one.
Mid lane suddenly, there's the Tiny hit. Comes in with the combo on Sumail. Sumail does have the concoction, gets out to Ramses. Ramses there with the range, has the damage to find the kill. Now looks towards Fly, the tree being thrown in, but the tower is hitting onto Ramses. Will be able to de-aggro it onto the creep wave. The VP stepping up their play here and
setup that they did. They've got it exactly what they wanted. Only 1k advantage still, though, with that.
The fact that net worth isn't that different. If Sumail was not on an AUK here, you're...
Yeah, I mean, he is level 5 and the Ursa is
man,
almost
sorry.
level 8. So that is the big disparity there. It's coming in through that
Look at this
experience.
positioning from Roger. He's on the high ground, he's behind them all, flying. Sumail will head up here. Roger starting to get hits onto Fly. This is going to allow the slow to set up for Ramses to come in. Closes the gap on Fly. As his sprays pop down, they have got the concoction from Sumail, holding back Ramses temporarily, but Roger and Ramses, they're chasing. How far do they want to dive? Do they want to go into a tier 2? Doesn't look like it. Fly will turn with a blast, and Roger and Ramses hold themselves back from that chase. Sumail is able to get a bit of space back in the mid lane, with Ramses' interest being pulled elsewhere.
S4 is getting probably the most space out of all this on this. Coming up from this ports, he's actually up top at level 6 already, since he's had that Lich denying the majority of the wave to get that bonus experience. And Sumail now is level 6, so a bit safer for the Alchemist. So 4 to 11, but a less than 1k gold advantage and only a 500 experience advantage as well. This Ursa is quite enabled as he has that level advantage over the Alchemist still. But the gold, Sumail, 0-3, pretty much the same net worth as this Ursa.
He is an Alchemist. So could be argued that he would want to be ahead at the moment. And Ramses, the fact that he's keeping up with an Alch, it's great news for VP and bottom lane solo. Just with a nightmare. Toss and combo from Pasha, bursting crit down very low as crit will turn with the magic mist on Pasha. Can he get the kill? He'll grab himself a tree, crit, keeping himself well away from this Tiny. Top lane, TP out is attempted by S4. Ooh, he doesn't make it! The suck is too strong from no one. As S4's taken down, mid lane Sumail's got the backup of Fly, so Ramses won't be able to play too aggressive. But so many kills here for VP, 12-4.
Pugna being in a lane where there's no disable, he can actually just always go for those free life drains in those situations. And Ramses is continuing the pressure, wants to try to take out this tower to be able to keep that momentum going so they can go for the dives onto Sumail as they have that deep vision that they placed earlier, and it was not actually found. The Sentry Wards were off the mark.
But look at this.
The
Dota Plus, it likes the Alchemist.
It likes the late game, I think.
That's what it does.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
No one now getting some space to put pressure on the tower, so mid tower and top tower. VP being successful at putting the damage in on that. Great time in this lane. Yes.
Playing incredibly chaotic and fast-paced here, but EG, as you say, they are still keeping the core. They're getting the farm on Sumail.
They are losing, losing map control, not losing towers, but they're losing it in the, that they can't match the pressure of the heroes that VP has at the moment. So the bounty runes, those are coming up in the Moonlight Shadow. EG, they're looking to set up for some kills.
So if they can set up onto Ramses, Ramses is going to get magic arrow. The arrow perfectly done by Arteezy. He connects onto the Ursa. Ramses is gone. The Moonlight Shadow catching him off guard.
So they'll get a kill and they claim 1 bounty at least, but VP will claim the other 3. Sumail though, 600 ahead of the Ursa now. That ticking time bomb.
Starting that climb, 1700 gold on towards the relic. Solo will head into the mid lane, look to pick up that experience to get him over to level 6. So he has that Fiend's Grip ready to make the aggressive plays that the team needs to do. So they do still have that ward down here, keeping tabs on Sumail. The dream for VP, of course, would be able to find somewhere to wrap around in the jungle and get on top of the Alchemist before he sort of hits these first crucial items timings like that relic.
They still do have a decent amount of burst to deal with the Alch though, once he does get that. Sure, he's going to have the Radiance, but they've got Tiny, they've got Pugna. These 2 heroes can dish out very high damage in a short period of time. Ramses does find an Invis rune, but he's under a sentry. He actually...
Sumail doesn't quite have Chemical Rage up. He's got it now. It will turn, pop it, but it doesn't matter. The Fury swipes have already stacked them. There's the level 6 hit by Solo with the Chain Frost from Fly. Comes down, bouncing between them. S4 gets the ult out onto Ramses, but Ramses, he wants the kill. He wants S4. Can he quite find it? The slows are too strong. He's being kited up. Roger pulls the Winter's Curse, but Ramses will go down to the poison of S4. S4, maybe seeing if he can find Roger as well. Roger will have the Arctic Burn Flight available in a few seconds. Tries for the TP, but Crit's there with a magic missile. Roger looks towards S4. S4 will hide his way behind the trees as Roger, he'll look to deny the futures, and again, that's that creep cap on a triple kill. As 3 heroes have died here, different neutrals, same spot. It's been a bit of a wonder place for VP as they've got a fair few self-denies there at the back of that camp.
Right there, we're seeing the power, though, right? Of the Venomancer versus the Ursa. You can close the gap for a second, but as soon as the Gale comes out, as soon as those Venom wards start poking you, it becomes so much more difficult for that hero.
Fortifications and save them.
There's no one. We'll look to claim this top tower.
He'll get it.
Let's get it.
4 minutes in. Very nicely done. Second highest on the net worth. Pretty much level with his buddy Ramses on the Ursa.
Dire have the spyglass at hand.
Ace Rune down bottom. This could certainly set up for Ramses to find some action. He's got the bow. We'll see if he finds a chance to utilize it. 1600 gold towards his blink as well.
AG's not trying to make any aggressive plays now. They're just trying to play defensive, make sure that they can get this Alchemist farmed up. It's on, I'll say, the onus is on VP to make those aggressive moves.
See how well they can do it. Because EG themselves, they're actually stepping up the aggression.
Okay, so with RTZ, they're going to look to make space with these 3 heroes. S4 is going to pressure one lane with the Plague Wards. The rest of them go on a hunting crew to make space for some map.
Going to be able to find the high ground position around the back of this mid lane. Solo and Ramses, the ones that will be targeted if they do step out of place. So they'll look for the connection. So they can find the arrow, they don't get it. Now Ramses, he's going to know what's up. He starts to play even more cautiously. Pasha comes over as well.
But they're giving time. Sumail almost has that relic after being versus one of the hardest counters in the game in that lane matchup.
Fortified. Dire's top tower is about
S4 with the wards, has eyes onto Roger. Space for Sumail, but space also there, of course, for the Pugner. No one now putting some pressure onto that bottom tier 1 tower.
Yeah, I'm glad no one is. I mean, he is a Pugner, so you can't expect it. But just prioritizing going for all those tier 1s. Since you're playing versus Alchemist, you want to get that easy accessibility in the jungle always. And now they do have a very important item for VP as they get the Blink Dagger on the Ursa. So you can't.
Gets the double kill. He's found Roger on the high ground as well. Gets the triple. RTZ with the wraparound, finding the big kills as he jumps in perfect position there for that Starfall.
Perfect position for AG with the Chain Frost as well. Fly getting, I think, what, 5 or 6 bounces between there. Look at the damage coming in from him. Actually, the most in that fight, even though RTZ comes in the back from the cleanup.
Ramses does poke a little bit at RTZ. RTZ goes for the arrow. Ramses will be able to dodge it. Only just. But now, the network lead in EG's favor. As we did see VP have a strong start lane taking these early towers, but did they have a strong enough start to sort of hold back the power that this Alchemist can bring as the game goes on?
These bounces looked almost max range. Look at this. No one bounces to Solo, no one to Roger again. So 4 bounces coming in. Even though they're kind of grouped up on AG, they lose 2 heroes right away. The curse isn't fantastic, and RTZ comes in with a great Starstorm in the back.
Those sort of fights really going to just make this game harder for VP, and no one, you can see there, he feels it.
Yeah, I mean, this Alchemist just got he was involved inside the fight, just kind of, he didn't really have to do too much, he just kind of sat there, but sapped all that experience. Almost level 13 on Sumail now, as he's pretty much, he's ahead of actually the Ursa. Ramses, for that higher level in Chemical Rage. As well as also going for a Blink Dagger, so Sumail, he's looking to just take fights once he's got the Blink and he gets that unstable concoction cooldown soon.
They're looking for Roshan. but it's hard. EG know what's up, they put the wave of terror in.
They've got a great way to scout inside of there with the Plague Wards as well as that Venno. Also fighting against...
Onto the tier 1 tower. Winter's Curse will be thrown down onto S4, but he was still able to get the ult out. Samel's just going straight in, gets to Quarterfinal. Avalanche combo comes out. Can he get out of this one? Samel falling pretty low. He can it again. Fly with the bounce of the chain for Samel. Lives on 10 HP, 8 HP in fact. And EG just cleaned up the entire team. And he gets a regen. Oh, you couldn't have ridden it any better there for EG, that fight.
And we just said, I mean, he jumped in with Alchemical Rage. Again, the Chain Frost bouncing between everybody, as well as that Poison over connecting on a few.
EG looking incredibly good today.
Yeah, and the thing that saves him there, I think we did see somebody talking about, is the damage from the tree toss doesn't do as much as it was buff to. I think someone was talking about. I read something about that. But also having that Lich Armor for the bonus armor actually allows him to survive.
And what 8 HP is it, you say?
Yeah, look, it drops down to 8.
Oh.
And then he's okay.
Ooh.
That armor, look at that.
He's holding back the laugh, though. We saw what happened when he laughed yesterday.
This is true.
The game did slip away pretty quick, so he's got to hold that smile in.
But they are, it's 19 minutes, 7k advantage,
with
and
an
7.5 experience with an Alchemist.
And Samel, he's right up there at the top. 12k net worth. He is farming along quite a treat this game.
Yeah, and you look at VP's draft, and they have this Pugna, they have Tiny, they have Ursa, they have all this mid game that ideally, I think they want to have a lot more towers and a lot more dominance on the map than they did at that point too. But they've been slowed down heavily by EG.
Game yang main cepet. Sulit.
What is the plan for VP? They do. Well, they just have to keep playing the aggressive, right? They can't sit back and out farm this. There's just no way. They have to try and force an issue.
It's very difficult for them now versus the Venno wards as well as the Ice Armor. They can't really look to go for those tower pushes or anything either. They kind of have to go for hunting and maybe just play around getting a Roshan so they can play with an Aegis and try to get some momentum swing off of that one. But EG's all positioned around here.
They're doing the sentry down, so they see Crit. Crit gets the magic missile out. They've got vision upon him. They pop the dust. They'll look to burst him down. They'll get the kill on Crit. Crit's down, but already Samel's in. He's in with the chemical range. Patch trying to go for the combo, but it's not nearly enough burst to find the kill. From the side, S4 gets the ult out onto the two of them. Ramses goes for the TP out. Will escape. RTZ still alive amongst all of this as they're taking the fight once again. Pasha running himself away from Samel and flies. They'll chase down this Tiny. The Radiance burn bringing Pasha down as EG take another successful fight. VP just seem at a loss here. They try to fight. They can't farm, at least at a pace that keeps up with that of EG. They've got to do something miraculous here.
They couldn't put it better myself.
What's wrong again?
But they've got a Nightmare.
Okay.
He has used all of his leaps, and they all mean they can set up for the kill there. Ramses and Solo find a big one.
Ramsey 666 gets 666 gold for killing RTV there.
Beautiful.
On a 6 kill streak as well. Look at that.
Display, okay.
And we see that, 93% from EG.
Roshan's still up. The team yet to really look to try for the pit.
I mean, it's too hard for VP to really set up for it. If anything, they can try to sneak it, but
Solo.
EG's always wearing it.
Oh, he tries to lead him, but Submail straight on top of him with the blink dagger, and Solo's gone. 11k advantage and only growing here for EG. They had a very solid performance in game 1, but game 2 so far looks to be even more just crisp, and in terms of the timings that they're hitting. The lanes, again, it looked like VP, they were doing everything that they needed to. They had that sort of favorable mid lane matchup. We had no one with the early pressure moving around, taking tier 1 towers. But it is just the power of this Alchemist. It doesn't matter if you lose that mid lane. You can just head into the jungle, catch up and farm, get yourself involved in one fight, and as soon as you got...
But yeah, VP, they're under the gun here as a 12k lead already.
No one does have the BKB picked up, so I'll be feeling a bit... heavy amount of magical that EG are pretty much relying on. Obviously they do have sort of the physical output from the Venge and the Alchemist a little bit. As Arteezy continues to scale up on the Mirana, that will be there as well.
They have to make some miraculous things happen on VP, but they don't. I don't see any of them actually having even smokes at the moment, so they can't really look for those smoke setups, as Ramsey's just trying to pressure down bottom. They're looking to just get the BKB too on the Ursa so they can actually get into the fights a little bit easier. But it's just so hard with what EG has with an Alchemist at this point in the game. Bro.
Somehow.
Soul booster.
Sorry ya, mau gue matiin dotanya karena mau isi saldo pulsa. Jadi kayaknya listrik akan mati dan streaming akan off. Sorry guys. Bye. Nanti ini akan gue upload ulang. Dan ulang antara IG versus VP. Sorry karena listrik gue mau habis. Bye.